Hello everybody, welcome to week 2 of the class, and you'll see that I'm here on the class homepage, which should be your first stop or your second after you check out the calendar. I would do both of these at the top of each week, just to orient you as to what we're doing in a particular week and how it's all leading toward what we're doing in future weeks. All the assignments of this class are pointed to each other. In other words, going forward through the class, each assignment is preparing the way for the next one. And this is the week of problems. Hopefully no problems for you personally, but the focus of the class. And we're going to start reading about them in Arnold Chevalier's An Overview of Strategic Thinking and Complex Problem Solving. This is the other text for the class. They Say, I Say was the text you encountered last week. And that's a kind of a toolbox for college writing, where this is the approach to what you're going to write about. Pretty important stuff. And as always, look at the screencast, which will be right there. And you'll see our assignments for the week, the to-do list, all the way through. And let's start talking about the reading for a second. Let's go to the modules page. And of course, there's the book. And you'll want to read, of course, after you've had your cookies. Chapter 1. But before you start reading Chapter 1, do this. Back on the modules page, hop on down to the reading guide for the chapter. It's going to give you a new technique that you can use not only for this class, but every college class you take that requires reading, which is almost all of them. It'll improve your reading comprehension and save you time because you won't have to keep rereading something because you didn't fully understand it. So I give you a step-by-step process I call Hack the Text. Look it over and read it carefully. It's going to help get you going on the chapter. Okay, here's the chapter. Let's say you looked over the reading guide and you're going to follow the technique I've had here. So just remember, the first thing you're not going to do is start reading the first paragraph. Follow the Hack the Text approach I mentioned. Okay, let's roll into assignments. And the week in, week out assignments, of course, are the discussions and the reading questions. Now, some of the days are different this week because of the holiday coming up Friday, President's Day. And the same thing will happen next week because there's a holiday on that Monday. But I've broken the class discussion into two parts, the Wednesday and Saturday part instead of Friday. And I've broken the readings the same way. So the first part of Chapter 1 in an overview of strategic thinking and complex problem solving. In other words, the first 8 pages. And then the last 9 pages. And then responding instructions respond to a classmate's Saturday posting, not the Wednesday posting. Okay? And then, of course, the reading questions will be on the whole chapter. Now, as you get those wrapped up, you've got an assignment due next week, Tuesday. but let me introduce it now. It's the linchpin for all of the writing you will do in this class. And it starts with just 2 paragraphs. Hey, what kind of class would have a major project beginning with 2 paragraphs? Well, you'll see as things move along. You get to pick a problem. Now, choose very carefully. You can pick a big one. Students in this class have picked global ones like, global warming, climate change, that stuff, the Pacific Ocean garbage patch, and other global issues. Or you could pick a regional one related to California or San Diego County or whatever that you're interested in, or another county in the state. And if you want to start with that problem, great, if that's one you pick. You can also pick one that's directly related to you yourself. If you've got a major decision to make, you might take a look at this part of the assignment. Anyway, pick one problem. And of course, let me just be a little emphatic right there. And I give you the 3 categories of problems, right? Global, regional, and personal. Global, local, and personal, in other words. And I give you kind of a step-by-step approach here for the 2 paragraphs. Read that carefully. And there are some don'ts just like there are some do's. And skip the solution part for now. This is a problem that is complicated enough that it'll take some time to examine it before coming up with a solution that's half-baked. And this one, because it's just 2 paragraphs, is one that you won't have to type on a document, that you can type right here on Canvas. A text box will open up for you to do that. And there is a grading contract, which I'm going to show you right now. All grading for major assignments in this class is contractual. Let me explain what that means. And here it is. If you achieve all of these tasks here perfectly, you're guaranteed 50 points, which is what this assignment's worth. Okay, so take a careful look at it. Say as you get ready to open the assignment, because once you open it, you're committed. You can't close it and come back here and look, okay? So that's where we're headed for the week. We're beginning to do the building blocks for the rest of the semester this week. Have a great week. And as always, if you have a question, you can bop by the chat room and ask it and pick up a couple of points, 3 points for asking the question. Have a